It's me, American Mario. Today we're going to be discussing two of the hottest games on Nintendo Switch. Mario Odyssey and Zelda, the Breath of the Wild. What makes this game better than this one? So, what could I do that would be different? How would my video be better, or again, at least slightly different? Well, I wonder. How many people are making the comparisons from Zelda to Mario for the Switch? Which one is better, objectively and subjectively? Or can either one even be better? So the question remains, as I said before, why is Super Mario Odyssey better than Zelda Breath of the Wild? Objectively, this game is better than Zelda. Subjectively, it's really up to you which one you prefer as a viewer and as a player. Mario runs at a stable 60 FPS, with very random and few moments where the game will stutter. This is probably going to be patched out and fixed later on, but the moments are so far and few between, it's hard to notice them entirely of the game itself. You're going to be playing the game, and these moments aren't really going to detract from your playtime. However, Mario does not run at 1080p. While most people wouldn't care about this as they get 60 FPS, you have no doubt seen the commercials advertising the Xbox One X in true 4K. That's probably 4K at 30 FPS for most games, but even Microsoft's first-party games, like Forza, will probably be able to run at 4K 60 FPS. Now again, I know that's not really a good same comparison, because a racing game versus Mario Odyssey, that's different, but they're both first-party games alike. Microsoft's Forza is a first-party game, and so is Mario Odyssey. Without question, the limitation is due in part to the hardware that Mario Odyssey runs on, which would be the Nintendo Switch, unfortunately. I won't complain that much though, because 60 FPS, but this is all I've ever wanted. However, resolution is a variable. It shifts between 720p and close to 1080p, but it's not constant, and it's very hard to pin down the exact resolution at the exact moments when it changes and shifts. But while moving the camera, it often happens, and if you want to see it for yourself, you can kind of do that and get an idea of what I'm talking about here. When characters are constantly moving also, this can happen. So a good example of this is in the cutscenes, because there are many characters that are highly detailed moving around. So you'll see it in the cutscenes as well. Along with a few other developmental tricks, like rendering things differently, 2D to 3D distance swaps, and animation FPS changing at a distance, Mario has something like a variable resolution, but a locked 60 FPS 99.9% of the time. The FPS alone makes Super Mario Odyssey a better game than Zelda objectively. Zelda runs at 30 FPS with great dips at times. There are times where it will dip below 30 FPS, especially when crazy stuff's going down, hectic action is happening, and well, you know, if you like the forest on fire too, and you have a big wildfire going, yeah, you're going to be seeing some drops in FPSs, that's for sure. This is no real surprise that Mario takes the cake when it comes to that comparison to Zelda, because it had an extra year to develop. Whereas Zelda was not only pushed hard as a launch title with the Nintendo Switch, but also had to be split to work well with the Nintendo Wii U as well. If you're unfamiliar how constraining a previous console is on a game, look at games that were being developed in duality with the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. These are games like Destiny and Battlefield, and they suffered for the same reasons, because of a lower powered console. Not to knock Zelda, but again, Mario is objectively better as a game compared to it, and will likely become more stable and better with time. As this is launch day, and I'm writing this on launch day, so there's probably going to be a patch coming to stabilize those 0.1% times. But what about subjectively? Both Mario and Zelda on Nintendo Switch are kind of open-worldy, exploring games, with Mario being more linear in that you are forced to collect things, and actually travel somewhere, rather than Zelda, where the player can essentially go anywhere without needing a pre-required set of moons or a loading screen to stop them. That doesn't make it better or worse of an idea in gaming. One could argue that yes, you can go anywhere in Zelda, but it'll take time, unless it's a fast travel location, and in Mario it only takes about 5 seconds to load into a game, or a new area even. Unless you really want to watch the travel cutscenes, but still, they're pretty short. Which means Mario takes the cake on loading times and the amount of time it takes you to get somewhere. But again, that is more linear and it's broken down into segments, kind of like the paintings in Mario 64. Zelda does also require certain items to access certain areas, like special dungeons or climbing waterfalls, and yes, you can essentially get to these locations without them a lot of the time, but casual players often are not skilled enough to do that. And players still would have to choose to acquire more climbing skill to bypass those needed items as well to get to certain locations. Which game handles the open world aspect better, but the edge seems to be going to Mario as far as it comes to casual fast fun. But comparing an action platformer to an action RPG is, well, it's silly to be quite honest. It's not like comparing a racing game to an FPS, but it's also not like the same as a platformer to an extensive open-world RPG. Mario is not Zelda, and Zelda is not Mario, because without question, Zelda is a way better story. Guess what happens in Mario Odyssey? Can you guess the story? Bowser kidnaps the princess, and Mario has to team up with unlikely partners to save day. Oh, shocker. It's not like that's something that's happened ever in the past before. Not like with several Paper Mario games. Not like with the Flood and Super Mario Sunshine. Nope, not at all. But Proto, it was Bowser's son that was kidnapping the princess, and yes, I get it. The point is that when you compare two things like story in Zelda to Mario, no matter the age or time, Zelda is already much deeper and Mario will never be able to catch up in that. It's not a deep story-based RPG. Zelda is. Mario is a short, cliche, fun, and great story. It doesn't have to be unique or original to be enjoyed, but Zelda is the extensive 6-novel collection with each book containing 3,000 pages waiting to be read and enjoyed. Mario and Zelda are on par with their controls, their gameplay, their sound effects, music, graphics even. Their graphical fidelity is amazing. But when it comes to story, Zelda utterly destroys Mario in every single way. Even if you don't personally enjoy it, even if there's massive plot holes, Mario's story is as fresh as some recycled cans. Yeah, it works, but it's nothing new. That again doesn't make Zelda a better game, because when you are playing an open world game for so long, you want to do it with a few hiccups, stutters, and problems as possible. You don't want to be taken out of the immersion. You don't want to be taken out of the game because of an FPS dip. For me personally, 60 FPS takes the win because Mario Odyssey had more time to be developed and will still benefit from patch updates, as I said before. It's objectively a better game than Zelda, and on par with the Zelda Breath of the Wild in all aspects except for the story. With all the Mario Odyssey reviews out, I hope this one gave you a fresh point of view on the game, and I hope you do enjoy the game if you're lucky enough to own a Nintendo Switch. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to see me live stream this game, let me know by leaving me a thumbs up and a comment down below. Ha! Just kidding! Nintendo already said no one can make money off of their live streams on their games, so I personally would not even be able to live stream this game. Yes, that only really applies to Nintendo content creators, but at the same time, there are a lot of risks that are involved with live streaming Nintendo games, and this brand spanking new Nintendo game here will probably get struck pretty quickly if Nintendo is able to have their way about it on YouTube. So that's not going to happen. It's an ironic joke because I love this game. I love Zelda. I love Nintendo, man. Look at what I'm dressed up as. But at the same time, after doing a video like this, that really only promotes these games, to be essentially told that I'm not going to profit from the work, it's a slap in the face. So, be kind, and leave me a like on this video. It might end up getting claimed anyways by the overreaching hand of Nintendo. If you didn't like this video, let me know in the comments down below, and tell me what I can do better in the future to appease you, ladies and gentlemen. I have been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thank you for watching. Are you guys still here? You want to see me rip this mustache off, don't you? It's on here tight. Ah. Ah. Oh. Oh my god, that hurts so bad. Oh, and by the way, this costume came with one of these. This is actually an inflatable belly. It's supposed to make you look fat like Mario. I didn't really think I needed it for obvious reasons.